The podcast you are listening to of Holmberg's Morning Sickness is brought to you by my friends at Eric's Family Barbecue in Avondale. Meat, mesquite, repeat. Trust me on this one. You've had barbecue before, but you haven't had it this good. Eric's Family Barbecue in Avondale, ericsfamilybbq.com.
When was the last time you had really good Texas-style barbecue? Eric's Family Barbecue, the way it's supposed to taste. Always delicious, never rushed, and prepared to perfection. Eric's Family Barbecue uses only 100% fresh meat, slowly smoked over mesquite wood until it's juicy and delicious. We all know their brisket is the best, but have you tried their pulled pork ribs, or rib tips? Amazing, and their sides are all house-made. Eric's Family Barbecue in Avondale. Meat, mesquite, repeat. Make the trip. You won't be sorry. Go to ericsfamilybbq.com for more information.
Holmberg's Morning Sickness.
The old method of treatment for a person in this condition was to throw him in jail.
98.
Beautiful outside. Just went outside again. Absolutely perfect morning. Once again, paradise awaits you. All you have to do is step outside your door and take in this glorious outdoors that we call our home. It's perfect. Absolutely perfect. And it was a perfect day for a parade here today. We should have set one up. Evidently, it's not too hard. Just get 3 double-decker buses, and you don't even need to close the street if you're the Chicago Sky. I'm getting probably 20, 25 emails so far. Have you seen this? Have you seen this? Because they know my hatred for the WNBA just is massive. And Brett, roll it. We've got the tape. The parade for the WNBA champions. You haven't seen it yet, Brady? You got to see it.
I haven't.
This is the look at the furor there.
And I love the title of it. WNBA champs of Chicago Sky are greeted by tens of fans during their victory parade.
They're driving down the streets. Listen to the cheering. I think they just passed a bus stop with about 13 people waiting to...
Another shooting.
There's another Chicago shooting. You're cheering.
It's only the buses.
Yeah, that's it. The only thing on the street are the buses filled with the WNBA players.
Cheering for themselves.
And I'm sure the people on the side are just like, Christ, I got to cross the street.
Hurry up. How many buses did they get? Jesus, you needed one. You could have gotten the city transit. You could have gone on the you could have gone on the CTA and driven around with the Chicago Sky just waving out the window and just
Did they throw the
put
plaque
them on the L
from one bus to the other?
Oh,
Tom Brady
the
throwing
championship thing.
Yeah, the plaque.
Yeah, and is it a plaque they get? I don't know what they get. I don't know if it's a. I think it's paper certificates, participation. You get them over at the Party City or at Staples. So this is to the champion. Congratulations, player 4, Chicago Sky. Number 14. Congratulations. Can't name one of them, but they did a parade in the third largest city in the United States.
And there was like 30 people
and
there.
There was nobody there. And don't they know, don't they recognize, do they not have little team meetings going, hey, guys, the parade, nobody's coming. Isn't there anybody that am I the only one that says the truth about the WNBA? Like, I would sit in that PR thing and go, don't rent the buses. You're going to be embarrassed. It's not going to be what you want it to be. Just because when the Bulls won championships, and I don't mean to hurt your feelings. I didn't call you Bulls. But when the real Bulls won the championship and they drove the streets of Chicago and you think that people see you the same way. They don't. They don't see girl championship for the WNBA as anything. There's zero interest. So let's not embarrass ourselves. But nobody says that to them. It's almost like somebody like me is on the inside trying to make them look foolish, and they're walking. They're falling for it. All right, we rented. How many? We got 14 players on the team. Each of you gets a bus. Put your family on the bus. We're going to drive around Chicago. Swarms of people. Trust me, tons of people will be out there. We're closing the roads, and then they drive around, and they have to sit and think to themselves, "This is embarrassing. There's nobody here." That we just drove past a bus stop with 13 people, and they waved, and that's it. They're
people
not here
looking
for
outside of their office. Must be some protesters or something.
Yeah. Right, and they're mad. And Chicago sirens, like, that's constant because of the gunplay. They have to be mad that when the Cubs won a championship, there were like 2.5 million people. They didn't know what to do because the streets from Wrigley Field all the way down to Grant Park were just a sea of humanity. They had to close nobody cared. People took days off. The Suns came in second in 93, and there were like 300,000 people downtown. They think they're on the same plane, and nobody tells them the truth. No one says, guys, stop. Don't waste. And the city should be ashamed. They wasted more money on the Jussie Smollett thing or on this than they did the thing, and they're suing him. They're going to get their money back for that. They should sue this guy. Like, hey, how dare you take city resources from this shooting gallery known as Chicago to drive a bunch of girls up and down a street in buses?
All they needed is a couple of cops on a motorcycle. I mean, it's pretty low profile, 3 buses.
Did not need the cops. There was no security necessary. Nobody was rushing the sky.
They were in the center of the street. So
and by the way,
they closed the streets, yeah.
The 1 or 2 people that would have rushed the sky, they can handle themselves. I've seen those ladies. They're fine.
3 double-decker buses. You could have crammed them all in 2 Outbacks and been completely fine.
And they'd have been more comfortable. They'd have been more at home there. Put a couple on top like you're driving around in Bangladesh. And stick them on top of an Outback.
Brats, old brats.
There you go.
Subaru Brats. They got pickup beds. Have them sitting in Subaru Brats. That's a good move. Brady's right. We could have planned this parade. And by the way, the parade's around the parking lot once. We're not going out onto the streets. We're not going to close roads. We're not even wasting money. Renting,
1 block.
You're not renting pylons. You're not doing any of that. You don't get a block. You don't get out on the roads. You get to drive around the parking lot once. And by the way, judging from that video, the parking lot would have plenty of room for more people.
Oh, yeah.
We had as many people for Brady and Toledo's race walk in our parking lot than did the Chicago Sky for their championship parade. Hilarious.
Cheering was so much louder.
And people have to pretend like it didn't happen that way. Like the news would never say, oh, what a disaster downtown this was. But it was. It's hilarious.
They should. I mean, all kidding aside, they should have just did like a Zoom call or something, or like a, if you want to tune in, tune in.
Here's the code.
That's about it.
But they wouldn't risk that because some idiot like me would have been on it going, "Hey, nobody gives a flying about your girl sport. Why do assholes always have to?" So they just got on the buses and pretended that the bus stops where people are normally standing in Chicago. They didn't even ask people to move their parked cars. That's the best. It's hilarious.
I mean, you wonder if they're actually embarrassed by that.
They
gotta be.
I don't know that they believe it's ever their thing. There's something wrong with the way it was promoted. There's something wrong with the way people. It's always the other. They just can't accept that their product stinks. And I've been trying to tell them for almost a quarter century now that their product stinks. They just won't hear it, and I've been right the entire time.
So I'm sorry that I missed it here, but what were the Mercury parades like?
I don't know. Do they have them? Nobody knows.
Thank you.
I think they had one downtown, and it was like a tiny.
Did
they went around a building, and there were some people down
Looking
there.
it up.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if we can find this.
The Mercury had a parade because we did. Yeah, it was a big deal. Okay, but they only went around the arena, I think, once. And I'm not kidding. But somebody needs to be honest with them and just tell them, no, look, ladies, enough. Stop pretending like you do. And don't do everything the NBA does because it's just embarrassing. Because you keep saying we're as good, and then you do stuff, and clearly it's comparable to the thing you're trying to do. It's like if you're on the dance floor and let's say Usher is dancing and you fancy yourself a pretty good dancer, you're not going to go dance next to Usher. The kid last night at the Suns game. If I'm sitting there thinking I can dance pretty good and then he's up there, you just let him do it. The good one is the one that you should. You don't go up right after and start doing that.
There is no video.
No, if Freddie Mercury was at a karaoke bar and he's singing, you don't go sign up to be next. You just don't follow
unless you're doing an absolute joke song,
right? But exactly, you have to be self-aware that you're the joke. The WNBA tries to, I can follow Freddie Mercury. I've seen this before. And then they're like, why didn't anybody show up to my thing? Why is everybody leaving? You're the flat champagne to the thing we like. Make me giggle. Just openly giggle constantly. And then this dude, we can't catch that Brian Laundrie. By the way, if you're
well, they think they have.
Well, they caught his.
I thought he was dead.
They caught his clothes.
They got remains.
Oh, they think they have his bones now?
Yeah, that's what I.
Oh, I heard clothes.
No, his human remains.
Oh, they got some of
that.
And clothes, yeah.
But they didn't say it was him. They're
not confirming
Hold on.
yet.
There are human remains and or in his backpack.
No.
Okay,
and
got it. Oh, then that's
backpack.
it. Okay,
They're underwater.
I just saw some clothes that had surfaced. I didn't know that they had a person attached to it. So he may be dead, huh? I was going to say, because they're kicking doors down and anybody on a bike with.
And curiously, his parents let him right to him.
Yeah, or the parents knew that he was in the swamp.
They're like, hey, we want to go on this hike. We're pretty sure we can.
No kidding.
We can tell you.
I knew the
where
parents
he's
were
gonna
helping out, and they said that they confirmed that some of the clothes and stuff was his.
Yeah.
But I didn't see that they caught the
confirmed
body.
that it was his
that's good.
backpack.
Well, that's a relief for every average Joe, though, because like 38% of our audience.
What's Dog the Bounty Hunter do?
38% of our audience looks like Brian. Like
Oh,
there's so many guys who look like Brian Laundrie, and that poor dude that was sitting in his house the other day, and the door just comes blasting in because they thought somebody said that Brian Laundrie lives next door to me. Somebody ratted him out. It wasn't him. That dude riding his bike on that road.
Yeah.
And TMZ's like, we think it's Brian Laundrie. So then everybody's running around this guy's backyard looking at just some guy on a bike that, unfortunately has been affected by a little bit of male pattern baldness, so he keeps it high and tight, and he looks just like him. There's tons of Brian Laundrie looking dudes out there. And you know what else somebody pointed out to me, and it was a person of color, so it was very funny. He goes, you ever notice there are no like black PIs that ever look for your missing people? And I'm like, what? He goes, yeah. He said, like, you got Dog the Bounty Hunter, and you got that America's Most Wanted guy. And he said, all these white guys are looking for them. And he goes, he said, you know why? We'd arrest everybody. And I'm like, none of us can tell the difference. Like he said, we think you all look exactly the same. Like that Brian dude, because I got like 6 of those at my work. He goes, I think you all look like that. And I'm like, oh my God, you're right. There aren't any, like not one super private investigator who's African-American has come on and said, I'm going to find this kid. It's not happening. It's like, because he'd arrest like nine of the wrong people, and he knows better than to go up and start cuffing innocent white people. I mean, in this country, that's just awful. How dare you? So he's like, we're not looking. You get your Dog to Bounty. You get your white investigator. I've never even noticed that. He goes, there's none of us. Nobody. He said, because we would get in trouble more often than not, busting down the wrong door. Somebody we thought looked just like that guy, because it does to me. And I'm like, that's a brilliant... I don't even know if there are black private investigators in this mostly white society. Because you'd be like, I'm going to catch the wrong dude, and they're just going to shoot me.
Can't think of any.
I'm going to be there.
I'm going to be the one who gets hurt. Because you can't. What did you do?
No, I'm trying to think.
You're trying to think there isn't, right?
No.
Do you have a badge? Can you show a badge?
PI, you've got your stuff, but I mean, can you go in and
That's
go,
what I
you
mean.
look so much like the guy I'm looking for? I'm like, well, that's...
I think Shaft is the only one I can think
that's
about.
what I
He's
was just
fake.
saying.
And
The
Shaft's not
badass.
really. Yeah, the only one is Shaft, and he was just a cop. He was a detective, not like a private investigator.
Oh, no,
was
he went on his own.
Oh, did he go on his
Yeah.
Yeah, I stopped
He got
watching.
problems with the company.
I stopped watching after AI
Shut
got
your
up.
mouth.
Yeah, AI got up. That's right. He's
The man was keeping him
That's
down.
right.
Black Private
John
Dick,
Shaft.
who's a legend with all the chicks. Just talking about John Shaft. Who is the man who risked his neck for a brother man? John Shaft. But Shaft's big problem was that we're looking for a white male, 6 feet, high, tight, dark hair, and a goatee. And he goes, Shaft's first thing, that's all of them.
That's everyone.
That's every one of them. I don't see any difference between that and every other white man in the world. Shaft, you're off the case. Shaft would arrest all of us.
Shaft, you've got a bias.
Hold up.
It's not bias.
We're looking for a 6 foot, 190-pound white bald man with a goatee. That's all of them. I can arrest 17 people in the next 12 steps.
Look out the window.
There's one. There's a Brian Laundrie. And when he said it, I was dying. I'm like, that is such an astute observation because it's true. We can't be private investigators in this country. You all look the same to us. All the descriptions would be, we're not looking for you. It was an interesting conversation because it is very true. They don't have any. Like, they never turned to one on CNN. I don't know where he is. I think I might be.
I know.
You, the dude interviewing me, might be Brian Laundrie. You look pretty much like Brian Laundrie to me. We look all the same. It's very funny. But, yeah, they keep looking like they're going to catch him.
I think it feels the same way on the other side, too.
What is that? The white people think all black people look like? See, it's racist when you say that.
Well, no.
I was going to
I'm
say
just
that, but
saying,
I'm like, yeah, I'm not
Very
putting
racist.
on that
I'm
one.
saying based on history. It's like, we got someone broken law. Oh, there's one. Let's arrest
Oh,
him.
No, we've done that before. They know better. Like, we've been getting away with it.
So you can see how they
can't
would
do that,
feel
yeah.
a little bit.
The last thing a cop wants to hear, white, black, or otherwise, is that an Asian guy committed a crime. He was 5'8", black hair, bowl haircut. Like, oh, no. He's in a white button-up short-sleeve shirt and khaki pants. Like, oh, no.
Is he carrying a camera by any chance?
He's got a camera around his neck. Yeah, that would be he's got a camera around his neck, and he's smiling.
Track
a lot.
every car accident today, and let's.
I think that's him over there by that Chinese restaurant. Wait, no, there's another one. There he is. Oh, God damn it! Let's just get out of here.
Just go.
Goes back to my theory. If you're a minority and you want to commit a crime, dress up as the stereotypical version of it. Although my friend Erica wrecked it, and she goes, with cameras nowadays, you could actually see it. I'm like, maybe not a murder, but if you dressed up as, you had maracas and a giant sombrero and a poncho and, 6 or 7 kids in tow and green
striped burro,
green jeans and a leaf blower, and you went in and just stole everything out of the Circle K. The dude explaining you to the police he'd be the racist. Nobody'd ever look for you.
It's actually a brilliant idea.
It is brilliant.
Yeah.
If I was black, I'd dress tattered slave clothes. I'd carry chicken around. I'd scream about. I
had a bucket of chicken and
a bone in my hair, and I'd go in and I'd
watermelon
steal everything from a store. And they'd be like, "Yeah, it was a dude came in here with a watermelon and a bucket of chicken. He was in tattered slave clothes. He had an afro with a bone in it." Like, you asshole! I'm not looking for that.
Can you imagine Brandon Lee running that story on Channel 3?
Here's what police are looking for. You'd be like, "This is never ever." I've solved. It's the perfect crime. It's the perfect crime.
So he robbed the bank.
Yeah.
Yes.
He was dressed as buckwheat, carrying a bucket of chicken and a bone in his hair. It's like, you're an asshole. We're not looking for that guy. We're not telling people to look for that. Meanwhile, there's a dude with a booty from Circle K at home just laughing his ass off. Holmberg's, thank you. I'm never going to pay for anything again. A black man just grabbed my breasts at the bus stop. Could you describe him? Well, yes. He was yelling about child support, and he had a bone in his nose. Like, all right, man, you're a racist. That's enough. It's a perfect thing. But nobody listens to John, do they?
It's on everything.
I'm just
He had
I'm just the guy with the ideas. Ooh, crap on me.
He had a yarmulke.
Yeah.
And these
Yeah.
ponytails.
And he told me I spend too much wholesale. And then he's, all right, ma'am, that's enough. It's true. He grabbed my breasts. All right. Just get her out. She's nuts. And the guy's like, he's in all wool and a big gown. He's saying, Hava Nagila, he just threw a dreidel at my son. Grabbed my breasts. And gave me a stock tip.
It was paid off well.
Ma'am, tell the truth now. Nobody touched your breasts. It's Jussie Smollett. I got the idea from him. He tried it.
Didn't work.
Well, I know, because he was sloppy. He was
yeah.
sloppy. You got other people involved. You got to do this all on your own. Jussie tried to make the bad guys the racist.
Right.
The bad
Put
guy
the
has
MAGA
to
hats
you do it the
on
other
and-
way around. I could rape Brady right now if I was a person of color. All I'd do is just dress up as the most. He was Puerto Rican. He had a journey
He had
shirt
a
on.
headdress on.
Yeah.
And
Native Americans,
Yeah.
you show up in the giant hat doing a hoop dance and just rape Brady rotten. And the second he tries to describe that to the police, they're like, "This is an Indian. He said his name was Chief Humpa Fatty." And he did a hoop dance, and then he
Threatened
was like
me with his
fry bread,
tomahawk.
and he shoved an arrowhead in my butt.
Dream catcher.
He gave out dream catchers, and then he said he wanted some Old English, and he drank right in front of me, and he smelled like alcohol, and he was in a headdress.
You sound like Chunk from the Goonies.
You were
It smells like fry bread.
Yeah. Yeah. It was terrible. And he did an
Chunk
insulin
from
shot right in
Goonies.
front of me. You were raped by an Indian. You dreamt this. No, it's true. On you go, sir.
One time.
That's enough. Officer, I need your help. What is it? I was raped by a Native American.
Oh, my God, that's serious.
Called himself Chief Knockahoma.
Oh, God.
It was ridiculous.
He's got a big nose,
Huge nose.
one feather.
It took 45 minutes to get my money when I won at the slot. It's forever.
Right when I threw down that piece of trash, he jumped me.
He sold me cigarettes for cents. All right, that's enough. You didn't get raped by anybody. Keep moving. I would love it if Brandon Lee would do that on the news. The police are looking for this man.
Crime Stoppers, where they run the
Gigantic
commercials.
wax lips, bone in his hair. Be like, all right, I'm not looking for that guy. You could commit so many crimes. You could do it. And the one crime that everybody's up in arms about. And Brett just showed me this a little bit ago. I just saw and read the story. There's a dude who took a baseball bat up to the Grand Canyon and put a deep goodbye, Mr. Spaulding.
Did he put it up on a tee? Was he hitting
Yeah, it was on a tee.
on a tee.
Yeah,
He
okay.
put a tee. He took a baseball bat, a tee, and a baseball. Stood at the edge of the Grand Canyon and went yard. Dude's got a pretty swing, too. Got a nice follow through. Really good. He's got his arm tucked, so he's big into the launch angle. So I would assume we're looking for a batting coach for a college because the dude's got the modern swing. He's got gray hair, but he's got the modern upswing. He's
Red Sox could have used him yesterday.
So motivated clearly by local superstar Cody Bellinger. He went out and put a baseball into the bottom of the Grand Canyon. And there's video of him, and people want him arrested. Like, that's it. We can't have this. So they haven't found him yet, right?
They have a lead, I guess.
Well, yeah, they have a lead. They have a video of them doing it.
Well, hey, I think they said they might have been in contact with him on one story I read. But
and you have 6 snitches that have been were filming him.
Well, I would film that. I'd have, but I wouldn't.
He put it on TikTok.
Yeah.
What does he expect?
It's a TikTok video, and how great would that feel as a man to connect? I mean, the worst thing you could do is put that tee in that ball and then flub one, like top it, and then just have it trickle down. But he yarded a ball off a tee into the Grand Canyon, which would just look unbelievable if you connect off the meat of the bat. And
you do
put
a
that
Jose
ball,
Batista bat flip?
Oh, you bat flip, you jog around a little bit. You bat flip that right down to the bottom of the canyon.
Watch out for the burrows down there, but no problem.
Look, if we're mad about this because there's baseballs going into the Grand Canyon. But if you've ever watched the documentary about the 3 or 4 outfits that haul tourists up and down from the bottom to the top, and they got those horses in the burrows, and they're mixing them, and they're not supposed to, and they're like half horse, half donkey, half burro, half whatever those things are. And they got all these inbred horses that are not being fed properly, and they're dropping dead on the trail, and the guides just shove them off the side. Have you seen this?
No.
They've cleaned it up since, but it's very real. So these tourist people decided they went on one of the excursions, and the horse that was packing all their food was like way underweight. Something was really wrong. It was sick, and the lady's filming it, and the thing just drops dead. And they take all the food and supplies off of it, and then 2 guys just go, and just push it off into the Grand Canyon. So the baseball is a criminal act for this dude doing what every man would love to do. We got to at least throw major...
You got to clear that trail, though.
Sure, you got to clear the trail, but how about feed the horse before so it doesn't die on it?
This guy's a hero to men everywhere, though.
Absolutely. I would actually, if I was in football, I'd like to punt one out in there. That would be kind of neat to watch a big punt just sail out and then just never stop flying. But putting a baseball into the canyon, what are we worried? We're going to fill it up? It's not happening. Plus, the people that live at the bottom, it's free baseballs. It's like we kill for those at baseball games. Like foul ball, we try to hurt each other to grab one. If you're down there at the whatever that tribe is. That
play a little 500?
Down at the bottom, and all of a sudden you punk, the gods must be crazy, and they drop you a baseball. And you're like, hey, there's no Dick's Sporting Goods down there. Those kids just got a treat. It's a couple baseballs every few years down at the bottom of the old canyon. It's a good idea.
It says National Park Service officials are in contact with the person.
They did get him.
Yeah.
And what are they going to do, fine him or tell him?
They haven't said yet,
but
apparently it happened on the 17th, so it was a couple days ago.
The only
just
thing
getting out there.
that they should go get your ball.
Yeah, exactly.
Just make him go get it.
Give him water.
It's probably in the
Send him down
Colorado
in there.
River. I don't know where he hit it. I don't know what it was, but he might have hit it down into that group of people that live down there. There's a
What?
There's a
There's
tribe
a tribe
of people
that
that
have
live
a
there.
Havasupai?
Yeah. Is it the
tribe that lives down
Havasupai?
there.
It might be.
Yeah, they live at the bottom of the canyon.
I did not
That's
know
who you
that.
hike to.
Had no idea.
Isn't there like a lodge or something down
There's
there?
like lodges and
Okay.
there's a village.
At the bottom, there's a
Yeah.
lodge.
Oh yeah. There's a
And if you're low on supplies, the thing you hear is that, they determine the price on stuff.
Well, sure.
Like you need.
And then sometimes dead flying donkeys covered in merchandise come scooting down to you. So then you just go, I don't hear anybody complaining about that when the cornflakes trapped to a dead horse come flying off the edge of that thing. Constant German tourists. Once a year, a German falls on them. But a baseball, come on. And it would confuse the hell out of them, too. They'd be down like, what the hell? Are they playing ball up there? That's a field of dreams like no other. Yeah, there's what's that called? Angel something?
Phantom Ranch.
Phantom Ranch is more, that's not the thriving.
Oh, it's not? Okay.
That's just where white people hang out. It is.
What is that, the country club?
Well, kind of. That's where they kind of like stay. And then it's run by natives, but I mean, that's kind of the ranch that you go to when you hike to the bottom. And bougie
So
people.
there's another one?
Bougie people go up. No, there's an actual like thriving
Village.
civilization down there. I think Brady's right. I think it's the Havasupai, but I don't know for sure. Yeah. So, yeah, don't hit baseballs into the Grand Canyon. Evidently, the police have to waste time looking for that.
We need to get that guy on the show.
You know what? Yeah, we do, because I want to see the video he's got of that, because I bet you that is a majestic bomb. I mean, that's every kid's dream. We used to have a key lime tree in my backyard, and I'd pull those key limes off and just wiffle ball them into the canal that was way out. So like we lived, the back of our house was up against a field and then a canal. And I used to just blast those. And it was just an awesome feeling because it was down this giant field. It was empty. Oh, God.
It's crazy. You'd think that somebody would have done this before now.
I'm sure
somebody has.
I'm
Yeah,
sure this
they-
guy's
yeah,
probably
They
done
just
it.
didn't film
Social media, yeah.
Well, when I see a dude with a baseball and a tee and a bat, I'm pretty sure I know what he's up to.
I'm following that guy.
I'm following him.
driver.
Dude, can I hit one?
Yeah. How many? You got a bag of those? Because I'll give you $100 if I can take a swing with this thing. Sure.
You got a fungo?
Let's poke a few down in the old Colorado's. Greta Thunberg angry about that? Stop to be hitting the balls into the Colorado River. Well, you're the one bitching says there's no water in it in the first place. Shut up. What is it, fish going to swallow a baseball? Shut up, Gerda. I can't believe you guys are littering the Grand Canyon. No one's going to see the ball. It's cool. I'm with you on wrappers and bottles and stuff, but for the most part.
I'm getting you that T-shirt. Shut up, Gerda.
Shut up, Gerda. By the way, basically, we could take half this Grand Canyon and make it a landfill, and the rest of it would still be majestic and pretty and stuff, and solve a lot of Gerda problems. Nobody's going to some of that Grand Canyon. It's too hard to get to. So we could fill some of it up with garbage.
Suggestion.
It's just a huge natural landfill. It is. You just keep the pretty parts open and the visual part, and then you put it way in the back. There's like all these seagulls and weird birds would be out. Look off in the distance to the wild. Like it's the dump part of the Grand Canyon. Some of it needs to be filled up. It's excessive. There's too much Grand Canyon. We can make it an okay canyon and still be happy. That's the village down there, huh?
No, that's the South Rim. I
Oh,
was
okay.
just trying
That's
to
the
find.
top, yeah.
I'm looking.
Oh, I don't know where. The canyon is massive. It's too big.
Yeah.
It's just far too big. Nobody's ever seen it all. You just take some of that stuff over there.
That's right.
Put garbage in.
Michael Higgins said up and he goes, "It's the tribe that the Brady Bunch partied with."
That's right.
Oh my God.
Forgot about that.
The Brady's went down there and hung
Yeah.
with them. That's right. Forgot about that one. On one of their many adventures. That
Is
wasn't
that the one where they got the curse?
No, that was
No, that was
Hawaii.
Hawaii with the tiki.
That's right.
the idol, Vincent Price's idol, because that white man that lived in a cave, that gay white guy, had a magic idol that tried to kill Greg surfing, and I believe Peter with a painting that fell off the hotel wall.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, and wasn't there a big tarantula that came up? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Was it Bobby that almost got killed with the thing, and then the tarantula crawled on while he wore that giant idol? And I don't know who wears a Coke can-sized idol to sleep, but leave it to the Bradys to do something stupid like that. Toledo's doing a little Grand Canyon tour over there on the screen. That's pretty good. But yeah, if you're going to chase a dude around for a baseball he hit into the Grand Canyon, we can get over that. Can't we as a society just say, all right, everybody, this is frowned upon. That was pretty neat. You can say that, actually. I think we could go. That was pretty cool. That guy had a good idea. We got to put a stop to it. No more bats. If they're serious about it, then don't let the dude walk around with a baseball bat.
Why don't you open up one of those Casey at home batting places and make that everyone just
How much
open up
money
and
you
make
could
some money?
Make some money for the park service right up there.
That tribe that has that glass,
The glass
Oh,
table,
yeah.
yeah.
you put a little pitching machine out there.
Absolutely.
See if you can take one into the canyon. And then just like have a net
Like
down there,
Bryson,
catch all the
$200.
catch all the baseballs and sweep them up. At the end of the day, nothing hits the canyon. That's a great idea. You make it kind of a fun park. Because every man in the world would love to take.
Get Top Golf out there.
Oh,
A couple of decks.
get a bunch of 50-year-old dudes swinging for the hills. And then you got baseball shots. I'd pay $10, $20 to just take a swing.
Oh yeah.
See if I can put one in the canyon. It's off the reservation. That would be great. Anyway, this guy's a criminal now. But if you're walking around with a baseball bat and a tee, it's the job of the forest rangers to recognize what you're about to do. And if they didn't catch him, then he got away with it. It's fine. If OJ can walk free, this guy's just fine. We don't need to talk to him or anything else. Just enjoy the video and tell everybody not to do it. Because, I mean, it was a good idea, and it did make me want to go to the Grand Canyon with a bat and a ball.
Oh yeah.
But they're saying don't. So I guess you can't do it. So don't. And then the other thing, like Aaron Rodgers was on the Pat McAfee show. And it's pretty great stuff what Aaron Rodgers had to say. He was basically saying he's sick and tired. And Aaron Rodgers is a douchebag, but he nails this one. Because over the weekend when he beat the Bears, he's kind of in hot water in a weird way. Like fans kind of liked it, but they're getting him for when he ran over to the sidelines after he scored a touchdown and screamed, "All my life, I effing own you. I own you to Bears fans.
But he's not lying.
The reason why he did it, and they're like, what a classless piece of garbage. Then headlines and this, one of the Bears players or former players was like, I'd love to punch Aaron Rodgers in the face for disrespecting this city and all it stands for, and like it's disrespectful. And Aaron's like, I lost it because the people in the crowd were screaming horrible things at me, and the lady that I was talking to had just given me the double bird.
Yep.
And he goes, so it's okay for that to happen, but I'm disrespecting an entire city when some lady flipping me off can't get a little back. He goes, are we that soft? Is the world that soft that I have to play that? Oh, you're a professional. It's like, well, what are you? Like, you're just an asshole, an anonymous gray face that's allowed to do it.
Do you believe he actually owns the city?
Well, he does. Yeah, he does. Yeah, Bears fan, sorry.
I'm a Bears fan, and yeah, he does. He wasn't lying.
No. Owns.
And I hate to say it.
Yeah, and just completely dominating that rivalry. It's Aaron Rodgers only. And prior to that, Brett Favre owned your ass, too.
Yep.
So it's been a long run for the Packers to own them. But, yeah, so he's right. Fans feel like they've got the right to do anything they want, and when the players react, it's all over the news. Oh, my God, Aaron Rodgers is a douche. And I don't like Aaron Rodgers, but this one I agree with. If you're a fan and you want to start mouthing off, like I'm all for the player going after you. They're just human beings. We've made them, these robots. And Aaron Rodgers said it. I own you. What are you flipping me off for? I own your ass. And I always have my whole effing life. And he walked away the victor because he does. It's a great sentence. I thought it was a great moment. And, the Bears fans can be mad all they want because the truth hurts. But to have, it was Olin Kreutz, I think, was he the former center? So. And he's like, I'd punch him right in the face if I saw him. Disrespect this town like that? It's like, you idiots. The city of broad shoulders. Fans get a little mouthy sometimes. Sometimes they should be smacked, I think. They feel like they've got some sort of a weird barrier or force field that keeps the player from knocking you.
You run your mouth. You're open. You're open to
risking it.
Yeah.
And it's it's
on both sides.
High adrenaline game.
Absolutely.
That's right. And the thing is, if Aaron Rodgers went over there and started like I always think it's funny when visiting teams try to do the Lambeau leap and the fans start beating the tar out of them.
They push him back.
Yeah, and I'm like, that you deserve that. You're an idiot.
Yeah.
I think idiots deserve to be treated like idiots. And if you throw two fingers in the face of Aaron Rodgers right there and he says something back, he didn't disrespect the city. He just hated your dumb fat ass. Put your fingers down and look at the scoreboard.
His rebuttal to that was a lot softer than the two fingers at a person.
Absolutely. And the stuff that they yell at him. I mean, look at what – I don't like him, but A-Rod. Look what A-Rod's dealing with every night in Boston. Yeah. It's hilarious.
It was loud last night.
Again?
Oh, yeah.
Because 2 nights ago they had to cut the broadcast off because – F.U. A-Rod was so loud behind the post-game show that they couldn't air it on television. And then when they're like, please stop cussing, they come back to the next one, and then you just hear, J-Lo, what's your favorite Ben Affleck movie, douche? If he decided to go down and smack a guy around, because A-Rod is a big dude. People don't really, he's not like some skinny shortstop. Remember, he did loads of steroids. The man is not small. And if he went down and started to smack one of those fans around, they'd deserve it, and he'd be the one going, oh, you've got to be bigger than that. Why? Why are they immune to it? Well, they get paid millions of dollars to tolerate that. Not really. That's not really. I mean, the whole crowd chanting F you, A-Rod for 20 minutes, sure, you can deal with that. But you start going, J-Lo. You're like, all right, this is
There's always that one guy.
Sure. But not in Boston. It's about 20,000.
Yep.
They're all douchebags in Boston, and they all unite. It was funny. But you're like, if he snaps, I don't blame him at all. And then Big Papi would start talking. We love Papi. And they're doing their thing. And then the guy who's running the whole
this is my
thing
time.
Goes, man, you own this town, Papi. And he turns to the crowd, yeah, and gets them all riled up. And then you just start hearing, you A-Rod, right back at him. We hate the Yankees. Like the Yankees aren't even here. Hilarious. But yeah, I think these guys should, turn and smack a fan every once in a while. Let them know, hey, that's enough. Whoa. You got to be a professional. It's like you have to be a better human
Barkley.
being.
No, you ran
I only regret that we weren't on the second floor.
That's right. He threw that guy out the window. That's it. I'm not a role model. He tossed the dude out a window. He's like, my only regret was it didn't hurt him more.
Yep.
Guy was being a dick. Now, the only problem was Barkley went to go spit on somebody and hit a little girl. but he was spitting on a person who brought a little girl to the game and mouthed off the whole time in front of her, and now Barkley's the bad guy. I don't think spitting's ever appropriate. You go over and smack somebody in the face, though. I learned that from Italian movies. Give them a smack. But we as fans, we got this feeling like we're immune to all that. These guys. And then we act just absolutely aghast when they say something. Oh, he's disrespectful, and what a classless individual. All I did was wave my dick in his face and call his mother a whore, and then he had the nerve to say that his team owns mine. Classless, Aaron Rodgers.
Does he own your team? Yeah, he does.
Take this and shove it straight up you. I own you. Oh, call TMZ. I told Aaron Rodgers that his mother was a whore, and then he could shove his piece of deal straight into his own gullet and choke on it. And then he told me to shut up or he'd come up. I can't live like this. As a fan, that's just classless. He should be more professional. Especially as a big, fat Chicago woman, because you know the lady wasn't good looking. Big, broad-shouldered lady throwing 2 fingers at him, and they were probably covered in ketchup and sausage grease. And Aaron Rodgers just looked and said, enough. Because if she was hot, he'd have probably been like, sassy.
I don't know. He was with Danica, so.
That's true. His tastes are odd. He does like that Shailene Woodley an awful lot. She makes him have a man bun. Either way, I'm at the game last night, and Suns fans are pretty good. They don't get too mouthy. Mainly because Doug Hopkins is the one sitting right behind the Nuggets bench. I don't think he gets too wordy. Doug was upset because they kind of reconfigured the seats. I mean, he's like right there behind the bench, but it's now kind of flat.
So you have to stand up almost?
Yeah, I can't see over any of the players. Like they're all I saw was the backs of like afros and European people. Like 9-foot people sitting in chairs in front of him. He's like, it's kind of hard to see the game. And when anything good happens, that whole bench gets up. We're done. A bunch of guys 6'8" and taller standing in front of you. It's terrible. But it was pretty fun. What do you got on the big board of musical treats, Bert?
Wake Up Song brought to you guys by our buddies over there at Action Ride Shop. Going to be hitting the slopes eventually. Going to be hitting the trails now.
At some point.
Head on over to Action Ride Shop. They got everything you're going to need if you need the boots, the bindings, the ski boot, the snowboards, of course. Yeah, ski boots. And, of course, if you need anything for your mountain biking pleasures, that's the place to go, actionrideshop.com, as well as on all the social media platforms. And considering all of our songs from this morning's talk, Leo Sayer, I Feel Like Dancing.
Make me feel like
You make me feel.
Foo Fighters, You Should Be Dancing. Queen, Fat Bottom Girls for that one cheerleader. Bowling for Soup, I'm Gay for you. ABBA, Dancing Queen. Mm-hmm. And, of course, we got the Slipknot, Non-Point.
Oh, yeah.
Ice Nine Kills, Gojira, Pearl Jam, Mastodon.
Nero Forte.
Gojira has a song
Corpse.
named after my ex-wife.
Dawn.
That's
probably,
what it says, yeah.
Probably written,
Yikes.
too. It's a serenade. Gojira, the loud nuclear monster, has a song called Dawn about the loud nuclear monster.
Wow.
I don't care. You pick it, Bert.
Leo Sayer.
I love the Leo Sayer. But
if we're going to go with all that, we'll just go with the Foo. We'll just play it safe. Okay.
all right.
You Should Be Dancing.
Foo Fighters, You Should Be Dancing.
Yeah. For, what was it, Eric Marino? Is that who we
I don't know.
said?
I think that's what his name is. Yeah, probably true. Who knows? Just know that he's eye candy at that Suns game. You can't tear your eyes off him. What a talent. You just recognize talent. When somebody's doing something special like that, you're like, this kid is great at his craft. And he's making these girls look clumsy and off time. Brady, I totally go with your theory on this. Eventually there's a bunch of chicks that are going to quit because this dude's too good at dancing. And again, leave it to men to come in and make the Suns dance team good. Because they weren't good dancers before. It was actually kind of comical. They just did stripper moves. That's all I liked them for. And now they can't even do stripper moves better than the dude out there. So, now it just looks like art.
Like I said before, that's when you needed to watch that kind of stuff during those games because they weren't good.
That's what my friend Mark said. He goes, just as a guy, just picking up pom-poms. It's like, it has to weigh on you for a little. Like, when do you get used? Can you get used to being a man going, where are my pom-poms? Are those my pom? I think you have my pom-poms. As a dude, and I don't care how gay you are, that still has to be a thing where you're like, geez.
I think the mindset is very similar to having the parade like the Chicago Sky did.
He just doesn't know.
Yeah.
You think he's unaware?
Let's do this.
Yeah, well, the Chicago guy is they're just forcing their way through doors. This guy's just, I guess he's just free. He just feels good about what's going on. Because for me, and that's just the truth, if they're like, okay, this requires you carrying pom-poms, I don't think I want to do it. You got to have the pom-pom. You got to work the pom-poms. I don't think I'm going to do that. I just don't think I'm secure enough in anything.
Even with your new
Could
lifestyle?
you work pom-poms?
No, but I'm not. I didn't switch.
Right, but it doesn't even. You don't like it's a security with yourself. Like, because if you're super secure, it doesn't matter if you're carrying pom-poms or something about it makes people think I'm gay.
Well, you are. So
no, I'm gay. I'm fine with it. Even as a gay guy, I'm
okay.
I don't really think.
Little too twinky?
It's too twinky. I think I'm more of a butch lesbian. The poms. It's just a thing. Ashley, I think you picked up my pom-poms. Oh, sorry, Kevin. Thanks.
There's a fight.
It took me forever to break these in. And he's good with those pom-poms. He picked those things up, and then that wave he did, I'm like, he's doing it better than all of them. And these girls have been practicing for years. He's never had a chance. This is probably his first pom squad. He wasn't on one at school. It's crazy. And he's a goddamn pipe cleaner out there. That spine of his works different than everybody else's. He's incredible. He made me want to dance. And I hate dancing. I don't know how you do it, Brett, when you do those weddings on weekends.
Oh, he dances.
Not for that part.
Oh,
Just to watch dancing. I think, again, if I was an alien and you went down and watched a wedding, it would be the craziest. What's happening? They all walk onto this little platform, and they start to jiggle around a little. And then they walk off of it, and they don't jiggle. But the second they get on that wooden they start to jiggle. We have a designated area where we can act like idiots for a second. But if you did it by your table, you'd look like a lunatic. If there's a dance floor in a restaurant and no one's using it, and you just got up at your table and went, and you were just dancing next to the table, people would be like, what's wrong with Bob? He's lost it. But if you took 2 steps over onto that little parquet floor, everything's okay.
Game on.
It's totally normal.
That's your safe zone.
It is. It's a weird, little, you can do that here, but don't start dancing next to the table or people will think you're an insane person. Sorry, everybody. The music's got me. Just get over on that floor where it's normal. I find it hysterical. Dancing kills me. I think it's one of the biggest wastes of time humans have ever invented.
Unless you're Tony Manero.
It's awesome.
And look what happened to him. Staying alive.
That's right.
It got out of hand.
It did get out of hand.
He started dancing too much, and then people were like, this is stupid. And Tony Manero wasn't going to make it out of the slums of New York without dancing.
He had it, man. He had it all.
What you doing over here? I got to go dance. If I don't dance, what am I going to do? Still paint the rest of my life? You know what? I'm dancing. And then he'd go dance his way out of the slums. That's not a thing.
Yeah.
It's far from over, man.
It was far from over. And then it was just over. They should do a follow-up of Tony Manero in his late 60s.
Donna.
I think I got to make one more shot at this. I think I got one last chance. I'm gonna senior citizens dance. Like he's at a senior home.
It's the same car.
There's flyers out. Yeah, he's still driving that car. He's got a flyer that says dance contest for seniors tonight. You know what? I haven't done this for a while.
The Silver Slippers Ballet.
Let's do it. Tony Manero, number 7. Hi, Tony Manero, 68 years old. And I just love dancing. And bring them Bee Gees back, it would work.
Pathetic.
98.
That's it. That's bonkers!
You've been listening to Holmberg's Morning Sickness Podcast, brought to you by our friends at Eric's Family Barbecue in Avondale. Meet, mesquite, repeat. Eric'sFamilyBBQ.com.